game, then yeah. But that early in the game, about 1,000 gold a minute that you're out farming, out killing the person. That means you're killing about 3 people a minute more than they're killing, which is so freaking hard to do.
So it's a lot of money switched over, and it makes life pretty painful. And look at that. DNL eSports, they're going to first ban Yasuo. Lod was all kinds of scary in that champion. Not going to let that one through. They're still going to ban the Maokai themselves, though, on blue side here. Rise still dropped away from Anda, though.
Yeah, and just looking at the results from the last game, Patoy did amazingly well. He set up Lod, he set up Stixay to succeed. Stixay, amazing performance, was very...
Signature?
Signature.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you. I was like, that doesn't sound right. Signature.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Signature, new AD carry on the team, synergizing with Patoy, did an amazing job of just being aggressive, not being unapologetic for his style, too. A lot of people just show up and they're like, I don't want to lose the game for my team. I don't want to be too aggressive. He's like, no, this is my style. I'm going to go fight this guy and then win. And Lod, he just played a really straight game, ended up getting really fed on Yasuo off the back of his teammates, and then was able to carry the late game. And then Heaven Time set all of this up on top of it. Like, everybody's kind of a beacon for LoLPro right now. And on DNL eSports side, man. So you said you didn't think there'd be a first pick Nunu.
I didn't realize it.
Deja vu.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's not that high in the champion pools of either player, and I haven't seen it played from them in the Challenger Series themselves. So they know something I don't in secret. Nunu,
that's why they're Challenger.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I'm only in Diamond. And you're only in Diamond 5? 4?
4.5 right now.
Oh, good job.
Yeah.
You're moving up in the world.
I know, it used to be Diamond 2.
It's true.
It used to be Diamond 2.
Oh, okay. Then you move back down in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Things get rough when you...
I know. When you're bad. I understand how it goes. Got you, man. But yeah, first pick Nunu comes out through. He's got that nice smile, the trolley face on him. Willump underneath to carry him around there. Zilean, though, was left up. A Zed fan got added. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Otherwise, the big 3 top laners, actually the big 4 if you count Rise, still removed away. Signature going to keep the Corki, and if DNL want that late game bot lane, they can do it again. But the bot lane held up, but it was the rest of the map that was hard to play around, I felt.
Yeah, the bot lane actually was a big part for DNL. That was like, we're going to go even, but then that's where it kind of collapsed.
That's
where
true.
They got the kill, they went for Dragon right afterwards, and they just capitalized on it with a really good style. Some teams would be like, we killed him, let's just back off, go by. It's like, no, Dragon. Lod pushed out, Nubby was in his turret, couldn't wave clear. It was a great strategy there.
Interesting choice on Morgana here. From my experiences, Zilean beats up Morgana in lane. Black Shield's not good enough to withstand time bombs, and you just sort of get harassed down with that much recourse. So we'll see if it ends up being mid Zilean or support Zilean, because that would actually determine quite a bit here. Tristana, they're going to match up against Corki fairly well. Zig with the shout-out hover on the chase, but I don't think it's going to come out and happen here. And now we'll see what LoLPro wants to play.
So I got to speak to Lod's champion pool for a moment here, because the Zed ban targeted over at him. Every time we've seen Lod, it's like, all right, Syndra, he's going to play maybe some, you know, he's got the Ziggs, he's got the Orianna, he used to play Nidalee all the time, like very long-range, poke-focused champions.
Yeah.
He's moved his champion pool to assassins and fighters now. He's kind of like, I can play everything. I can play the Xerath, I can play the Orianna, I can play the Teamfight, I can play the Pick, I can play the Zed, I can play the Yasuo, I can play the Zilean if need be. This guy is probably the best thing to happen to LoLPro from moving him from AD carry to mid lane.
Yeah, honestly, the team entirely turned around at the start of this split, and Lod is a freaking gigantic portion.
I will frankly say it, I didn't consider LoLPro a top competitor when Lod was on AD carry.
I agree with you.
And then when they moved him, it was just like, this guy is crushing other people in the mid lane.
Yeah.
And to the point that some teams in the LCS are like, Lod is a really good mid laner that you have to pay tribute to, and you cannot disrespect.
You gotta respect that guy, absolutely, but the picks are gonna keep coming through. Xerath does get grabbed with Barrier coming out in the mid lane so far for him. The jungle Jarvan comes out with Nunu off the pool. Could be top Jarvan, don't expect it though, which means you do have a Corki Zilean bot lane, so lots of bombs coming out of those guys. And we're gonna see if DNL can hold up against this. Now, DNL still need a top laner and a mid laner for themselves. I wonder what these picks are actually going to be here. Okay, so Karma and Jace are going to be locked in. Now, the thing is, outside of Karma top and Jace support, those champions could go in any of those configurations.
That's true.
I actually think Karma's a much better support than Morgana against Zilean. I think Morgana mid is perfectly good as a champion. And the problem is, again, I just don't know these players' pools that well because I haven't seen them in competitive or much in solo queue to tell you which one it is.
Yeah, Jace is going to be played top by Anda. Nubby will probably play the the Karma in the mid lane.
Yeah.
And then Support Daddy will probably play the Morgana. I think that's going to be the order that they will be in.
Yeah, actually, I just realized Anda does play a fair bit of Jace himself, so that's the most likely grab here. But
fun fact about Anda is that he is C9 Balls' cousin. So they have some pro blood in the top lane.
Yeah.
See if he can whip out the Rumble.
It's less of a cool name to chant, though.
Yeah.
Or it's kind of grown as the sort of NALCS crowd does. This like weird, like loud but unshapely, like bah, like they're like yeah, right. It's not quite as catchy. It's 2 syllables instead of 1, which doesn't like fit the moan graphic very well. But top lane Shyvana comes through again for Hanser here. I gotta see what everyone's picks end up being. Maybe Pooh Bear's got to swap with Stixxay at some. Hold on. No. Stixxay's, I was like, wait a second, but it's Signature who plays AD carry Jace. Yeah. I totally could have been ready for that to swap.
I know. I got Stixxay.
I was like, wait a second.
Hey, I know. We both did it for a second. Stixxay Signature, swap them up. But yeah, and then
I'd be so down for that, by the way.
I was like, maybe it could be AD carry Jace, and then Karma top, and then you have Tristana mid. But nope. It's going to be this composition with the Jace top.
Most likely.
Against the Shyvana. So Jace, you know, he's kind of seen like the mildest of resurgences. Very, very tiny because Essence Reaver is a little decent on him.
Yeah, it's respectable.
Build-up path to it is kind of janky sometimes.
It got cheaper last patch, right? Or 2 patches ago?
I think instead you added like the BF sword to it.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the wrong patch. Never mind.
It's like BF sword.
BF sword, Vamp Scepter, like an 800-ish combined.
And then at the same time, Muramana.
Yeah.
Now requires a pickaxe in the build-up.
It's 5 more AD.
Yeah, you get 5 more AD, but the pieces to buy, you have to stay in lane longer.
A little bit.
To pick up. So it's one of those kind of like cost-benefit analysis things. Does this feel better to buy than like tier longsword?
I personally like the new Muramana.
Yeah.
New Mana Mune. I found it fairly easy to go back for a pickaxe afterwards because a champion like Jay, such a good laner, it's usually up to you when you want to recall as opposed to up to your opponent. Like, you're not facing an Akali who's going to shove you out of lane. You're facing Shyvana who has pretty low pressure against you. So that should work pretty well for Anda, I think, here. Ultimately, I think... so as far as now is concerned, I think they're doing a much better job with champ select here. I think their comp makes a lot more sense. And they still got that great late-game power of there's a Tristana here ready to shoot people in the face, but they've got much better lane setup here. They are likely to be much more successful. And I'm excited to see what DNL can do here.
Are they going to go for another lane swap? They're at least going to look for some type of invade. But LoLPro, they might just meet each other head on here. The way that it's looking and the courses that they're on.
Let's see.
You kind of always want to invade when you have a Morgana, though. You're kind of always you're always down.
You have so many good ways to check brushes.
It's 2 seconds at level 1.
Pretty strong.
Yes.
Shock Blast reveals. Lod's putting out the dance moves.
Oh.
Maybe Pooh Bear can check brushes as well.
Last time I saw Xerath doing that, we cut to a Kog'Maw and Braum.
That's true. It wasn't any better.
Ah, good. There's nothing going on in those bushes.
Signature chilling out, spinning his propellers. I like how he's going through like the whole list of emotes too.
Yeah, but at the same time, this is going to allow DNL sneak around. Oh, Signature. They going to see him? Ooh.
Random binding.
Nope. Signature hugging the wall. He doesn't see them.
Oh my god. Oh, there's enemy champions. Ooh. Empowered Q is going to hit. A little bit of damage in a Zig.
That could have been terrible.
Oh man. I think that's when you reflex learn Valkyrie and get the heck out.
But then you will end up losing level 1 pretty quickly. Your wave clear won't be as strong.
I mean, you gotta hope you get to lane first.
They'll hit level 2 before you.
Well, you have Zillion though, keep in mind.
Yes.
Like, Patoy could actually still push fast and support Daddy, and like there's the chance it still works for you. But,
that's true.
Yeah, you don't want to have to learn Valkyrie level 1. But sometimes you just got to.
Sometimes you do. Especially in that situation. But he didn't. He held on to it. He has the Phosphorus Bomb, and he's good to go.
Oh, he didn't use it to help leash. Interesting. Wants the mana pool for the
push. Yeah.
Yeah.
Junglers actually start opposite sides. And DNL has full information of this from LoLPro, so they know where Jarvan is. So Nunu on the complete opposite side take a very conscious decision to do this.
And Anna didn't really leash, did he? So there's no information from LoLPro to know that Nunu started top side. So a little bit of extra information not gleaned by LoLPro here. There's the early game push power. Even despite Phosphorus Bomb, they did leash, which means they got to lane a little bit late. And Stixxay and Support Daddy going to be pretty happy. Stixxay lets the minions tank the explosion, because why not? But you can see there's really not much that Support Daddy can do to stop Patoy from doing all this damage here. It's just a loss of potions. Wow! He didn't realize level 2 was coming out. Had to flash away.
Yeah, the binding Didn't look like it was even on target for him, though, but he wanted to flash just because. He almost flashed into it, too. It's pretty close.
Oh, Nubby looking for a cheeky Q onto Lod. Is going to land that some decent damage. Does Wow, Lod stopped to auto-attack and took the second explosion right there.
Needs the follow-up from it. This is a matchup that I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't know in the mid lane. But both these guys have great harass back and forth. In this bot lane, speaking of harass.
Yeah, seriously, a lot of damage coming through the time bombs. Plenty annoying for everybody involved. I am surprised to see so many bindings still hitting Patoy, though. He's lost a lot of health so far, but Heaven Time looking for the cheeky gank. Can he bypass the wards? He doesn't know where they are necessarily, but he will dodge the Tri-Brush ward. He's going to come through River. And Anda, he was first blood last game.
Yeah, that's true. Level 3 for him. If he uses a Shock Blast here, or an Acceleration Gate.
They want this mini wave to thin out a little bit, and here we go.
Gonna go on
Attack
to him.
coming on in. His Acceleration Gate knocks him back. He's waiting for the EQ to flash. Gets the auto attack done. A lot of slows coming through. Anda's going to be forced to flash first. There's the flash auto. There's the EQ afterwards. Perfect play by Heaven Time, and he gets the kill for that one. That was exactly what he wanted to do.
You walk up and use your Golden Aegis before you use your EQ, and you use your red buff to force the flash. It was absolutely perfect play there by Heaven Time.
And look at this show up by Seika, just kind of saying, hey, let's push this lane out, let's deny some XP and gold. Really nice by Support Daddy. They've just got enough damage onto Zig and Patoy to actually survive those first couple levels in the lane. I'm very impressed by that one.
And Seika, he's going to go invade now. The priority on Nunu in this patch between these two teams, it seems to be doing some dividends, but up top, that Jarvan is just very powerful from Heaven Time, getting that gank in.
And so despite the kill going over to Haunter, it's still a CS lead slightly for Anda here. Now, Lod's going to be a bit careful. Puber wants in, going to get lit. Land the root there. The flash comes out in time. Nice stun coming across as well. But Lod loses a Summoner Spell.
And he also loses a decent amount of HP, too. Nubby doesn't have mana, though. So his poke and harass is very minimal now.
Yeah, he's going to slowly regain back from Doran's. He's got a Biscuit for 10 mana as well. But yeah, I expect the recall soon-ish. Chalice in his future. At some point, Zaykin can hold the lane.
Yeah, you'll typically gank for the lane when you want it to be able to back, whether you were clearing a wave and helping shove, or you want him to go back and get some mana. And he's going to continue to look for that. That's exactly what he wants.
Did start Sweeper. He's on top of a ward, but wants the gank. Says, hey, wait a second, you can see me.
Yeah.
Sweeps it out.
Must be here. Finds it for himself. And now, I bet you he still comes back to that lane.
There's a really good chance he wants to, but he's right now looking towards his bot side. They know they just came back to lane. Double doors on both sides. No wards at all. This team must have called that has happened.
Signature and Patoy.
Wow, both triggers were up right now. There's a slow on to Patoy. He's got nowhere to go. Exhaust on 6A. TP comes in. Anda does not have one. 1-for-1 so far as they explode the Morgana. And now Seika forced to run away, but that is Haunter leaving his lane for a 1-for-1. I can't say that's too bad for the Nile.
Well, Anda can't even show up because he doesn't have his teleport. He used it to get back to lane. And with those deaths, LoLPro is going to go straight for the dragon again, just like last game. You get a kill bottom, you go straight for the dragon. Okay. LoLPro playing it perfectly.
Well, that is definitely well played by LoLPro. We'll see if the top lane turret will go down from Anda as a result. Good gank, but good counterplay by LoLPro. These guys still looking very good. 1,100 gold up.
And at the same time, Nubby Pooh Bear, low on mana, forced to back. Lod just shoves the wave, goes to dragon.
Yeah.
The fact he was able to get Nubby out of the lane despite the pressure on him is really big. He had the mana advantage and Nubby just couldn't stick around. So another reason they were able to get that dragon.
Well, top lane outer turret is losing a lot of health, but Anda not burning his entire mana pool to do so with Hypercharge. Stixay gonna back up on this one. Actually, I think, is it 7 minutes when the turret like bonus durability falls off?
7 or 8.
Yeah, so actually you would not want to Hypercharge. You'd actually lose damage hypercharging here. I take it back. Right choice by Anda to not press W on the turret.
Yeah, the fact that the low ranks of Hypercharge actually
do like 3 damage per attack at that point.
Yeah. Even last hitting, the early ranks of Hypercharge, definitely not worth it. It's really hard.
No. It's purely for the push power, but it's not useful till that thing falls off. So Seika does get an aggressive ward down from his first item, Sightstone. Another bind lands on Patoy, who is still without flash for about 5 more seconds.
Oh, wow. Seika is actually doing this blue buff, and Heaven Time's going to walk up.
Heaven Time walks by. Spite fight, both level 5 though. Who's going to have the support first? Looks like Morgana and Trist are coming. Binding just barely misses. But
Pooh Bear zoning though.
Well, yeah, but he gets stunned up though as well. Black Shield comes out. Time bomb's on a Support Daddy.
Don't walk next to him. Okay. Yeah. Just kind of clear the blast zone.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Nile was not able to keep going for that buff.
They're going to though. They're going to come back in here.
Kind of.
They land a binding on Patoy.
But they let Xerath go and he's going to get that.
Ooh.
Denial, I feel like they could have fully committed to this invade. They had the inside track from Karma against Xerath. they had Nunu, who's going to win the Smite battle for sure. I'm just kind of surprised they let that one go away.
Yeah, Seika decided to go after his Wraiths, and he smited them there as well, so he didn't have it available and just made full commitment to that instead. Yeah. They used a ton of wards in that area, though. Look at that area and how much ward coverage there is from Denial. All of that is basically now worthless for the next minute and a half, because Heaven Time's going to be on top side of the map.
Binding's going to miss. Stixxay slowed down. Phosphor Bomb comes out. Another Time Bomb. You can see exactly why this matchup's so freaking hard. If you don't hit Bindings, you can't do anything in this matchup. Patoy's going to stop a recall. Yep.
He's going to try to, yep.
He's not going to go for Stixxay. Doesn't need
support Daddy, but that's going to say to Laud and Heaven Time.
Oh!
Nubby
nice
got
attempt.
It.
Yeah.
So the big thing about pressuring these buffs is it also increases the chances that that blue buff doesn't end up on the mid laner and the jungler panic smites it or consumes it just so the enemy mid laner or enemy jungler doesn't get it.
Absolutely.
And the fact that they stopped pressuring it from Denial's side onto the LoLPro's blue buff and allowed Laud to get it is actually going to be really big, because his poke is just longer range and it goes through minions, so he'll have a better time in that mid lane right now.
Yeah, Nubby needs to get out of his lane. I mean, there is good wave clear that comes out from Karma. She's still good at killing off waves. Now, Heaven Time should get seen as he jumps over. Actually, there's a ton of ward coverage. He's surrounded by wards. He actually can't get out without getting seen.
The wards are lava.
They see him. Blink anyway.
Denial's doing a really good job of warding this game. The fact that that early Sight Stone came out and they've just placed wards all throughout the jungle, everybody's really doing their part here.
Yeah, and this bot lane, I mean, also doing a pretty good job. They're going to jump in on Patoy. He's not level 6. That is a pretty important thing, but Exhaust has done so darn much damage and stops him from doing anything. Time Bomb comes out and support Daddy. He is one hit from dead. One auto attack. Black Shield comes on. Oh, the healing comes out. Patoy revives himself, but here comes Anda. Big damage on his signature. Can he do enough, though? Knocks him into the wall. One more auto attack to go. The Time Bomb is there. Switches forms, gets the kill, flashes away, but will he stay alive? No. Binding will miss as well. And that is a 2-for-1 overall in favor of LoLPro. Here comes Laud as well for support Daddy.
He doesn't have his ultimate just yet.
He keeps landing CC on Nubby, though. This fight is not going well. In comes the... he'll try, Seika. I don't think it's going to work, though.
Nunu's damage output is just too low. He'd have to blow his absolute 0, and he wouldn't get any time to channel it either.
Yeah, Seika's not getting much done. Heaven Time actually flashed trying to chase down on a Nubby Pooh Bear, who managed to get away by himself anyway.
Yeah, meanwhile, Hanser takes the top turret and just pushes it out because Anda went away. But look at this, Laud looking for a snipe. Doesn't get support Daddy.
Does not get support Daddy. Heaven Time losing a lot of health. So is Seika, though. It looks like the damage comes through for Tristana.
Stixxay's back.
Stixxay chases in despite getting stunned, and he should be able to kill Patoy. One hit from Dead, gets the double kill now. Laud's going to be careful. Stixxay, he guessed wrong on which way he was going. Ooh, Black Shield keeps him safe. Laud does have Flash. Will he use it? Oh, that was sick by Stixxay. That was great. Ulti auto attack with a BF sword.
It makes up for the
yeah, it does.
Jump to the right. Yeah, the fact that Laud still had Flash and Barrier is really big there, because he could have flashed that wall because Stixxay gave him that window of opportunity because he rocket jumped to the right.
I don't know if he saw him rocket jump though, because the brush might have blocked maybe blocked line of sight.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, right? Like, because if you knew rocket jump was down, you flash that wall and you're safe. Like 100%.
Yeah.
Like at worst you trade flashes. At best you get away. But I don't think he knew rocket jump was down.
Regardless, he could have flashed the wall and he would have been safe.
Yes. In actuality, if he did flash, yes, I agree with you completely. Well, Hanser gonna go ahead and chunk through these minions real quick. He's been doing a great job farming up. The early lane was a bit difficult for him, but of course he got a gank. That worked well. And he's taken a turret down since then.
So look at where all the gold is concentrated on these teams.
Tristana.
Tristana for Denial. LoLPro, it's on the Zillion.
It's on Patoy, yeah.
It's on Patoy. Patoy is just rolling in the dough right now. All the other lanes, they're kind of close to even, but the dragon is going to upset this a bunch in LoLPro's favor. This second dragon, though, that's coming up, Denial are hitting some spikes, but I still think that they're going to have to give it up if it's a full-on 5-on-5 brawl.
We'll see what we can get in this one, though. I agree with you. I think...
Ooh. Hanser has his TP. He's going to continue to pressure top. Anda does not have his teleport, and he's sticking up there. He's being pulled up there because of the proxy.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Hanser's doing a great job.
2 levels up.
Teleport is there for Hanser and not for Anda, which is such good news for LoLPro. They should be able to communicate this TP disadvantage. Damage comes out in his signature, though. He does not have Summoner, so that actually might be enough to make it work. Anyway, there's a Consume. It is Seika starting up on this dragon. They've got good ward coverage. Zillion's still around, though.
They don't have the collapse fully completed yet from Denial's side. They give up the pink ward coverage.
Yeah. They just have to respect Shyvana. That's the real big problem. They can push the bottom lane instead and still get some global objectives. I think that's worth it. It's pretty reasonable. This is a turret going down. Denial will finally equalize the turret score. Game back to a 1,300 gold game.
And if they get this dragon, it'll be pretty much even. And then the fact that the gold is concentrated on Tristana is going to be huge.
Because NaBuPooper wanted to roam top lane and try to snuff out this Shyvana, but Heaven Time going for the aggressiveness, pushing Nubby around. Ulti comes out, forced a flash out of this one, and he's in a bit of a 1v3. Dodges all the CCs, but
the collapse is here. If Morgana can get a Dark Binding on Heaven Time, it'll guarantee them a dragon if they pick him up.
They can't. Oh, they landed onto Lot, though. Big damage coming through. That is the ulti coming across. A lot of burst. Zillion ulti is popped, but isn't going to be enough to keep LoLPro in a decent spot. Absolute Zero used flashed away from, though, and that is going to keep Lot alive for now. However, it should still be map control for Denial. Ulti comes out. Stixxay going to take a bit of damage. Dodges 2 of the 3 ultis, though, from Xerath the whole time. And now they're going to run right towards Dragon. This should be Denial's.
Zillion makes it so that's not a big loss there for LoLPro. And if Denial get this dragon, they'll make it even. But the thing is that now Hauntzer, he's cutting his losses, saying, I'm going to take your blue buff now, and deny that from Nubby.
Well, that's the best thing you can do with this kind of situation. You say, well, we know your bottom sides, we'll do something on the top side as well. But it still means the gold is back within 200 now, and Denial show much better signs of life with, honestly, a better composition.
And Anda, you don't put any points into your ultimate on Jace, you put them straight into your W after you've maxed your Q, so he can just push turrets down faster. And that's going to be actually a blue here from Denial, so they swap blues.
Okay, and honestly, they got put on better positions as well. I think Seika makes better use of blue buff than Hauntzer will, so that is at least a small grace to
and no mid laner gets
Denial. That is true, though. Both going to have their Athenes fairly soon. I don't think we've seen Nubby back in a little while. Hauntzer still getting pressure on this top turret. You can see his build changing based on his matchup.
Yeah, but now that the gold is more close to even than it was before, now it's definitely, you have to pay attention to where that gold is. Tristana, big 2-item power spike, very, very close. He gets the BF sword for the power early, then he completes his static shiv. The build order for him came up really huge too, because if he had a Zeal and was sitting on that instead, when he used the Buster Shot, he would not have been able to pick up Vod earlier.
That's true, exactly. So that's why you do have to buy at least a pickaxe first before you go towards Shiv. That's what I've seen from all the pro Trists. I understand the build, makes a lot of sense. Pretty cool. Makes him nice and bursty. The one thing is, though, is Denial's kind of still powering up. Now, Xerath always demands respect, but you're stacking your tier on Anda's Jace. You are a Tristana with 4 kills who's only going to get even farther ahead of Corki as time goes on.
Yeah, the fact that Denial is even right now is really good for Denial. Because Nunu will get tanky to a point where that's the only frontliner that you need, because his peel is actually very strong. And the fact that he will boost the Tristana to just amazing amounts of DPS late game is huge. And then a Black Shield on top of that, you're not stopping her.
So mid lane outer turret goes down. Denial now hold a turret lead for the first time all series. And looking quite a bit better there. One thing to keep in mind is that NaBuPooper is not going to be a gigantic damage threat all game. He's actually being outlaned fairly heavily by Lot. Despite the 1 death, I feel like Lot has been having more of an impact on this game.
It's just been the bot lane. The bot lane is where most of the focus has been. And even then, the deaths from some of these top laners, from like Anda, is when he TP's bot.
But keep in mind, though, because Nubby's not going to be very big, and the only damage sources are now physical, it's actually much easier to itemize defenses as LoLPro. Hauntzer already got his Ninja Tabby down. I would expect Heaven Time to go the same route here. You actually have this sort of invisible loss of strength when your damage all comes from the same place.
Denial trying to get the ward coverage there.
Pink ward down.
In the jungle, they're trying to do what LoLPro did last game, and once you take a lead, just continue to ward up the jungle and make good moves. Make intelligent moves, informed ones off of wards.
It's true. Denial feel like a little bit risk averse, though. I feel like they could have made a play for Hauntzer in the top lane and kind of pushed the top lane a bit harder. They're not going to do it in this case, though. LoLPro want this mid lane to happen. Dark Binding not going to hit. These guys got to be careful, though. This poke from Lot is pretty vicious right now. Anda coming around, try to answer a little bit. Lands some. Lot loses a quarter of his health.
Hauntzer still pushing level 12 to level 10 in that top lane. And Anda has to abandon it occasionally. Stixxay not in a great position if he gets caught.
Ooh, the flash forced by Stixxay. He's 1 hit from 10. Gets a shield, dodges 1, dodges... Oh, man, he dodged 2 of them. That was exactly what he needed to do. Just barely stays alive. Lost all his summoners, so this will be mid lane out of turret.
You know his heart is pounding right now, and he has to back off of this turret. Support Daddy in a bad position.
He's going to have the flash as well, but the time bomb is on. The kill goes through to Signature. Denial is not ready for that.
Yeah, and the route that Stixxay took from that first turret is actually terrible. And then Support Daddy, same thing. This bot lane's positioning in this mid game is being called into question very quickly.
And you got to be careful in this one. Seika will at least grab the big Wraith, but yeah, Signature has been hyper-aggressive, but generally not getting punished for it. In this case, we're seeing some missteps by the bot laner DNL. You got to be careful of those. And we're back to a lead for LoLPro, who've taken down their second turret. Ooh. Oh, Nubby Pooper could not quite chase that kill out.
I think if he had W'd him, it would have been faster because it instantly does damage.
Yeah, true.
The
just might have done it. Just might have done it. You're right. Force a flash if he'd done that.
Nubby, though, he's at least not dying for his team, which is a lot better than he was doing last game. Getting a clear head, seeing what he can do in terms of calling in this later part of the game.
Okay. So we've hit a bit of a lull. Dragon coming up in a minute 15, and these teams know that they are on equal footing. Same kills, basically the same turrets.
Though.
I mean, yeah, but at the very least, like, Anda doesn't have to, like, straight up 1v1 to handle this lane. In this case, he's going to have to, though, because Hanser showed up with the Dragon form. Anda forced to flash away. Hanser does not want to burn us for that one, just takes a summoner spell lead.
Yeah, the fact that you have somebody who's very tanky up against somebody who's very, very squishy this early on in the game, with their item spikes, Jace is not going to be able to handle Shyvana at all until like very, very late game when he has his Muramana completed and then like a last Whisper on top of it.
True. He's been brutalized so far.
It's going to be so difficult to deal with it.
I completely agree.
The level advantage just doesn't help.
Oh, binding on a Heaven Time, though. A little bit of damage, why not? Auto attack E doesn't mean much, though. He's pretty tanky. Giant's Belt's there. Sight Stone again for Heaven Time. Both these guys, of course, want vision control out of the jungle.
Not a lot of kills have exchanged hands. It's 5 to 5. It's even across the board. More turrets in the favor of Denial, but a little more CS in favor of LoLPro.
Yeah.
And this next dragon and next turret might go over to them as well. So right now, the fact that there's so much gold on this Tristana and it's not being pushed is a little concerning, because Denial, they need to recognize that the Zilean is the one who has all the gold.
Well, the problem is until iEdge is done, this gold lead is not that important. Like, I think Corki will...
With one item, Trinity Force? Yes.
Yeah, like, I mean, Shiv plus BF Pickaxe is pretty good, but it's not like Trista's like the best champion in the game right now. She's just strong, but like not that far above Corki that it matters here. Dragon gonna be taking down the half HP. TP's come in, good bind, but the problem is the team can't follow up. Patoy low on health. There's the engage, the knockup, the ulti comes in, 6 they can't get out easily. Rocket Jump's low on health, though. Heaven Time taking a bunch of damage from Nunu. Seika trying to run away with a time bomb on his face. And there we go, the burst wave from Nubby Pooper is gonna find one. Nope, quite get Heaven Time. But now Signature gonna get chased around. Good damage coming across. Will he win this fight though? Trinity Force Corki doing tons of damage, but Nubby Pooper gets him anyway. Double kill for the Karma so far. 2 for 3. Lod, one hit from Dead. Anda goes in, finds the kill. Now back on to Heaven Time. The Q comes out. Barrier used. Nubby Pooh Bear wants to clean this one up. Gonna make that a triple kill for himself. Heaven Time and Nubby Pooh Bear, the only ones left alive at the end of this one.
It's up 4 for 4 in the overall. Support Daddy's back. He got obliterated at the start of that fight. Heaven Time stuck around for an extra second, but they are just too low to face off against each other. And the Dragon still standing.
It is still alive. The winner of that fight was the Dragon itself. Watch that battle again.
Support Daddy just completely obliterated at this point in the game. Lod starts it off with his ultimate. And Seika, he zones for a long time. But Stixxay, he tries to do as much damage here to Hanser as he possibly can, but he just knocks him away, doesn't pick up any kills, no resets.
Oh, wow.
And it's just such a bad position to be in. And then Anda turns this around with a great Shock Blast, and then he's able to just set it up for Nubby, who won that fight off the Trinity Force on the right-hand side. Great positioning there by Nubby for the cleanup, and good just dueling back and forth.
Yeah.
But man, the positioning of Stixxay there and his focus on the Shyvana, there were like 5 different targets he could have been on. He could have helped kill Signature quicker.
True.
Which he's doing right now.
Ulti's coming across. Stixxay trying to run away. Takes all the ulti shots on this one, but he is still cutting backwards. Nice blast come out. Zig on the chase. Tristana has to go up on this one. Find someone else to kill. 1 for nothing so far.
They got the jungler though.
Yeah. But they have no health in their AD carry. They've got to be careful on that one. And Lot is fairly safe to poke from range. Nubby missed the Q.
Yeah, Patoy, his ultimate's down. Doesn't have it available. Lod looking for the poke. They're going to continue to do this Dragon, and they're going to pick it up. They're going to stick around. They needed that.
Denial now enjoying one of their first gold leads all game. It's minor. It's only 300, but they are slightly in the driver's seat, and Infinity Edge will be close to done. One thing I do have to commend DNL for, you're talking about Stixxay's positioning and fighting Shiv. That one I agree with, but he had dodged so many skill shots from Lot. And same for Anda as well in the end of that fight as well. Like, both of those guys mechanically played that fight beautifully.
Yeah, there's been about 3 times that Stixxay's positioning just this game has been strange.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Even that last fight, being that far up without your line in front of you, just shows like a really aggressive play style. Like I said, take the Tristana and push your lead with it. It's kind of like that, but that's very, very aggressive.
Rocket Jump can't crit, just so you know.
Exactly.
Doesn't help when you have the Infinity Edge.
Works out. But right now, Nubby, he just got himself a big boost in gold because he just is now 4-0.
Yeah.
He was at a point in the game where he was just trying to go even. He's trying to stay in it and stay relevant, and he has, and he's completed that, and now he's a little bit ahead of the curve. So he's in a really good position now with his items. He's actually equal.
No, he's behind.
He's behind still, actually.
I mean, he's got consumables in inventory. But
yeah, that's true. The 30 CS is going to be a big difference, but he's much closer than he would have been if he hadn't picked up those kills. Put it that way.
Definitely agree. So now Hanser going to be exerting his will back and forth. Is going to go finish Blade of the Ruin King pretty soon. So not going full tank here. Wants to put damage out, which to me is actually interesting. I feel like he doesn't need to be a big damage source, but Hanser's choice here. Stixxay does get knocked up. He's got to be real careful. Rocket jumps away for this one. That's his escape now on cooldown. Support that he walking forward. Binding's going to hit Heaven Time. Will they go in this one? A lot of damage comes through. There's the snowball as well, but they don't all in for the Jarvan here. Nubby going to go ahead and get a shield. Survives these time bombs.
Just the poke over and over again. Thing with Xerath is his poke is much lower cooldown. Ooh.
Yeah, Morgana's got to be a bit careful here.
They're getting flanked, though.
Here comes Hanser, the knock-up. Oh, the nice knockback from Anda, though, says no thank you. And Hanser going to be locked back. Nice slow comes out of Morgana as well. And now the chase on Signature. Oh, Stixxay wants it. He really does. Ulti gets the kill. Now, will they keep chasing?
He's going to go for it.
Yes, he is. Can he get the crit? 1 for 2 so far. There's the revive, but there's the engage. They pick up 1. He runs backwards. He dodges the spells. The bomb is enough damage, but a double kill still comes through for Nubby Pooh Bear. 3-1. Super worth it.
The positioning of Tristana. Stixxay, he just don't give a damn. Nope. He's going straight in every time. He got the movement speed increase, the blood boil. He's ready to go. Oh my lord.
Hey man, Stixxays and stones can certainly break their bones. The words alone can never hurt LoLPro. Rockets certainly do, though.
Oh man. Who told you that little nursery rhyme? Was that your support daddy?
As he tucked me into my crib at night.
Good night, Stixxay. Oh, so Hanser, he gets hit back with a nice thundering blow from Anda. But this entire time, just focus on Stixxay, because he is the saving grace for Denial in all these fights. Has the movement speed increase there, decides to jump the wall, has the movement speed increase now from the Karma, and then jumps over the wall, and it's like, oh, let's just continue to go after him. Gets another Karma shield, and he is ready to go. Gets a kill, jumps away from that right of the Arcane, but the bomb still picks him up in the end. He's kind of sitting there like, Nubby, can I get another?
Nubby shielded himself.
I know, I saw that.
Nubby shielded himself.
No more
scumbag Karma.
Everybody gets 2.
Everybody gets 2 shields, and then you're like off. I'm like, nope, that's your own fault.
Nubby, 6-0-1. He is now just caught up completely to LoD. The CS advantage is completely moot. The gold in advantage of Denial, and they have the gold on the better people to have it on. That's the big thing here. Tristana, Karma, gonna come up really big for your team. Then Zilean, not so much. He'll get his cooldown reduction faster, but then his ultimate will be up, but that's about it. His damage contribution to the fight is not that big. And when you have a Zilean, you want them to be really big in terms of damage, because then they come back after your ult.
True.
Anda has the last whisper. His poke is going to hurt a ton.
Oof. Yep, there we go. You can see the Q landing there onto LoD, the damage coming through. And it's interesting because you've got this long-range battle of Anda versus LoD. And then you kind of get into it, and you've got kind of a couple supports on both sides as well to keep the team alive. See how it goes. Hanser, though, still going for the split push, still level 16. He has maintained this level lead and done whatever he could to keep that 1v1 matchup lead afloat. That is a tier 2 turret down from all of Hanser's hard work.
Yeah, and Anda, he's been navigating this level advantage pretty well. He's showing up to the fights and forcing the teleports, making sure that he doesn't have to 1v1 Hanser, because it's gone badly for him every time he's attempted it. Dragging up in a minute, it's going to force some of them back. Hanser's going to push out the bottom lane because there's a huge wave there. But now Anda, what's he going to do to counter that? Because now Denial, the spot that they're in, like, just because the goal is even, don't be fooled by that, because Denial is actually in the lead right now.
True. 300 gold apart, though. Leads don't matter too much at this point.
No, but
in overall gold, but
yeah,
yes.
The gold and the champions they've selected themselves
exactly.
at this point in the game.
Tristana has come online. She's got a Vamp Scepter as well. Maybe she can lifesteal through those bombs because Nubby's not going to help.
You can hope. And Support Daddy, he's got 2 sources of shields to stop it, but he's going to get none.
It's true.
Clearing out the vision. They're using the Baron as a bait instead of actually doing it. But that's going to mean Dragon is up in 8 seconds. They might just give up the Dragon here. If LoLPro make a play for it,
maybe
start running straight for it, it could be one of those situations.
I want to keep seeing as well how that bottom lane matchup actually starts faring. Because I feel like Anda should be reasonably powerful right now.
Patoy just backed and they saw it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, it's just ward coverage, though, clearing still. Like, all that's really happening is Denial are sort of forcing 30 gold at a time out of the pockets here by killing wards off. But they're not really playing hyper aggressively to try to really start these right now. They're not getting the picks.
Stixxay needs to lifesteal a little bit here. He's just going to get poked down. If he had eaten that and right over the Arcane and come afterwards, he could have died. Very close. Hanser.
Hanser really wants to win this fight, though. Anna's got to be pretty careful. Goes for the transform, knocks him back as well. There's Dragon Form. Anna's going to take that in the face, and Hanser wins the 1v1 underneath the turret. TP's in now to get away. Yeah, sorry, TP's out. Yeah, he was afraid of getting jumped on.
And that's going to be a Dragon for LoLPro here. He's going to head straight towards it. And I don't think Denial can actually show up to this fight now without
No, they're going to show up towards Baron instead. Of course, LoLPro pings that, says, guys, be careful of this one. I don't think they can grab it in time. 24 seconds on the Jace respawn.
Heaven Time's not going to be able to finish that.
Heaven's low on health, so is Hanser, actually. Zerothult used to reveal. They're going to stay safe. If Denial plays it right, they can prevent recalls and force a low health fight, but I don't think they can do that without the right vision.
They actually stopped the Dragon from LoLPro, which is another boon in and of itself.
It's good.
They're actually going to go straight for it now. It looks like they're just going back and forth in this Dragon Pit. They're trying to clear out the vision so that they can use it as a bait tool onto LoLPro.
Keep in mind, this time around, Hanser no longer has teleport, so he might get the all-in kill on Anda again, and that could just be enough, that threat. But the fact that only one of these top laners can teleport to the fight could be a lot for Denial. Hanser right now going to be soloing this Dragon, but says, you know what? If I'm that low for the fight, it's no good. That's not to.
They buffed it a while ago. Darn.
It's a team kill right there, though.
Oh, yeah. Shyvana going after her daddy. It's not going to work out.
It's okay. Wait, does that mean if Patoy ever kills Morgana, is that also killing his daddy? Because he's a support daddy.
I guess so.
Daddy of all supports.
Huh?
Got a lot of familial battles here. I mean, you talked about Balls' cousin.
Yeah.
It's a family affair. The North American Challenger Series.
Trying to get up to the LCS so we can fight his cousin.
It's true.
At the same time, though, Stixxay versus Signature. These guys are AD carries that haven't really made a huge name for themselves in the Challenger Series this year.
Yeah.
These two guys are looking to make a name for themselves in this series so that people will recognize them and give them respect and then kind of be like, that's Signature. I know that dude. He's been gone for 2 years and he's back and he's as good as ever.
Yep.
Or that's Stixxay. He's a rising AD carry.
What do you think Mash did on Coast? That guy's incredible.
Oh, yeah. That guy, you know, I think I remember him saying that he kind of regretted falling out of competitive play.
Yeah.
And maybe Signature has the same thing.
He's certainly back for it. We'll see if he can find this game right here. Denial needs to win this game to keep their hopes at the LCS promo tournament alive. LoLPro are one nexus away from moving on to top 4 and having a real good shot at making it to the promo tournament this September. See if they can make it.
Hanser
still going down.
Looking for a flank here. Support Daddy off on the side, warding it, making sure nothing can happen. They're sieging this turret down, tanking it up with shields, and using Stixxay's damage on Tristana.
Look at all the respect they have to give Hanser, though. Like, they can try to poke and they can try to deal some turret damage, but as soon as their health bars drop low enough, they had darn well better zone Shyvana out and try again later.
Yep. All these objectives are online. The blue buff is up, the dragon is up, the baron is up, and Anda, he finally completed his Manamune into the Muramana.
Yeah.
So he's going to be able to do a little bit more damage in these fights. And that's actually a big spike for Jace, because the Hypercharge Max second is going to apply that 3 times. So he actually provides a big follow-up burst outside of poking. So his team fight sustained damage is good.
It is. And this is a pretty important thing, though, is they have to be able to get through Hanser, who actually did buy a Banshee's Veil, interestingly, despite I know Nubby's getting pretty big, but like, I feel like it's still not anywhere to the tune of what Jason Trish can throw at you, and I'm still a little bit surprised to see him go for a magic just item this early on. At least just stop at Cowl and move on from there, but not the case.
Yeah, if his goal is to split push, it's not going to help him against Anda. It's going to give him some HP.
So it would like deny a knockback from Trist or something. If he was like, I just need to make sure I get the engage off, then I get Banshees. But otherwise, I'm a little uncertain here. Randuin's did come out of Heaven Time, who also actually went Merc Treads. Again, I'm surprised at that, but it's what he went for here.
There's bindings that he would eat and take an entire second off of.
Yeah.
But, at the same time, though.
Big damage coming through Heaven Time. Drop down to 1/3 health, basically immediately.
That's really big for Denial, though, because that's the jungler taking that low.
It's the jungler chunked. Both top laners have teleport back up, though, and Haunter, of course, has been shown that he loves to fight up against Anda. Xerath ult pop, gets some damage on support. Daddy going to tank 2 of them. Then he sees, hey, no, Baron is dying, in fact. Got to be careful on this one. Team still zoned away. Teleport being used by Shyvana. Jarvan's not around, but there's the flank coming in. This is going to be dangerous for Denial, who are not teleporting Anda just yet. Only now is he coming in. Baron does go down. Haunter isolated up on the side against Stixxay, taking a bunch of bursts. Dives in, still goes down. 1 for 0 plus Baron picked up. Lot missed the stun. The chase on in from Anda gets slowed down. Time Bomb exhaust comes out on him as well, but Patoy's getting chased out by a giant tank in Nunu, who's putting slows down all across the board. Signature low as well. Black Shield keeps Anda safe. Now Lot getting chased down, takes the McHale's, try to stay alive. The ulti popped as well by the Zillion. They are still kiting backwards, but Heaven Time getting dangerously low as well. The ulti times off and Lot goes down. In goes Stixxay, goes for the knockback. Time Bomb's on. Shield is there. Is going to go farther forward. Yes, he will. That'll be a quadra kill, I believe, overall for the man, and that is an ace here for Denial.
That's exactly what they need. They set it up. They're going to start pushing this inhibitor turret and possibly ending the game off this with their AD.
They've got a minion wave coming in the next 5 seconds. Inhibitor's going down. This will be the game. Denial find a new comp. They find a way to make it back in. The Nunu first pick winning both the games so far, and we are going to a game 3.
And you can see just how good Stixxay is on that Tristana. 10, 3, and 4. Highest kill participation in the game and complete reckless abandon, but it worked out with all the shields.
Yeah, it did. And you know what? He's supporting the crazy, crazy AD carry. You know, we've seen